Hey everyone, it's Theo from Spectrum Gardening. I finally finished planting the greenhouse the other day and wanted to give you guys a little tour. So even though our greenhouse is only a 6x8, I've tried to pack it as full as possible. Let's go take a look. So let's take a look on this side. We've got some hot peppers, some eggplant, some ginger, some melons, and back there we've got more eggplant. And over here on this side we've got some eggplant and peppers. So let's talk about my spacing a little bit. Traditionally, yes, I would be planting way too close to the other plants. As you can see, they're packed pretty tightly in there. But what I'm hoping to achieve is, let's take a look at this. This melon has already started to climb up the metal trellis. And I've planted all my melons in the back like that. One there. I've got one more beside this pepper plant. I've got them all over. And in between the melons in the back, melons and peppers, I've planted ginger. I've got one there and one there. It's all throughout the whole greenhouse, which is going to be really interesting to see how it's going to work out. There's some ginger that didn't sprout beforehand. So what I've done, I've just buried it. I've just buried those ones that haven't sprouted. So we're just going to see how they're going to work out this year. And if they don't work, not a big deal. You can see I've actually got some peppers already on my pepper plant. So my idea of the spacing was to plant some taller plants in the back and plant shorter ones. Ones that are going to be easier to harvest, easier to see in the front. Just to kind of make it easy on me. So all our pepper plants, they have the metal tomato cages around them. Not because they're going to need so much support, but to kind of stop our daughter from accidentally eating them. All the sweet peppers over here, in the back over there, and over here, they don't have any supports around them. So then that way, when our daughter comes in, she can just freely eat whichever peppers are not caged up. So let's take a look at this back corner over here. It's packed pretty tightly, isn't it? And traditionally, yes, it'd be too tightly planted. But I'm hoping with the type of soil I've used, and I'm hoping with the fan up there, and some very decisive trimming, I'll be able to get away with it. So I was just talking about the type of soil I used. We used our signature moo poo and our regular soil blend and a little bit of leaves to create the soil. You can still see how it's very fibrous, like that, just from the very top. And if we dig down a bit more into the soil, if we keep digging, we take up this handful of stuff right here, you can see it's denser than the first handful. But you can still see it's still full of fibers. And there's even a little bit of wood bits in there. That's because we took someone's yard waste, we took all their leaves, and we dumped it in here also. And we just dumped everything in over the winter, over the fall, and we just kind of let it do its own thing. We actually overfilled the beds all the way up to this back brace over there. And over the winter and early spring, the beds have slowly dropped down. And you can see they're actually below the lines of the beds now. So when I said moo poo, I meant stuff like this. This is a little bit of what's left. Now it's just basically dried organic matter. But our moo poo is actually from dairy cows. And it's their manure. And the great thing about our moo poo is since it's had most of the nitrogen and water removed, you can actually use it fresh directly on your garden. And it's basically all it is organic matter, which is going to feed your soil's ecosystem. So because we filled it up so much in the winter, and because it's dropped down so much over the spring, I'm anticipating that in the fall these beds will need to be topped up again. But instead of using more moo poo or manure, since the beds are already so rich, what we'll be doing is just topping them up with more soil and perhaps some leaves, just to kind of feed the ecosystem a bit more. So if you take a look at this pepper plant right in the back there, it's already got peppers on it. And you can see this one is absolutely loaded with flowers there and there. Let's take a look. That's another ace. So ace is going to be a red bell pepper. It's going to be very early, very high yielding, and it's going to produce very well in our northern climates. Take a look at this. Pretty much all of our ace peppers have fruit already on them. And then over here we have an islander. You can tell because the purple marks around the branches. So this here we're also running an experiment with some hot peppers. We have shistu here. Shistu is actually kind of interesting because only 1 in 8 of the peppers are actually going to be spicy. But you take a look at that plant. It's actually just fully loaded with flowers, and there's even a fruit forming right here, right there. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how this one's going to produce. And we have another shistu here, and we have one over here, which I'm not even going to try to pronounce that one. I'm just going to let you guys read it. And then we have a pineapple ahi. So if all goes well, we'll be offering hot spicy peppers next spring, depending how these grow in our climate. So I hope you've enjoyed the tour. If you have any questions, just throw them in the comment box below, and be sure to like and subscribe our channel.